Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name's Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Formula One Australian Grand Prix gets started, a little bit later tonight, our time, on this one. So, big race going on down there. For this one here, Max Verstappen wins this one last year, as he did win most of the races last year. Was a pretty close finish, though, under 2/10. A lot of cars that did not finish last year on that one there. So I think we had, what did we have, 3, 4, 5? We had 8 DNFs, so only 12 cars finished the race last year. For example, both Alpine cars were out, Gasly and Ocon. Nick DeVries for the Racing Bulls now. Logan Sargent for the Williams team, Magnussen for the Haas. George Russell did not finish this race last year either. Alexander Albon for the Williams, as well, as they had neither car finish. And Sean Leclerc did not finish as well. So a bunch of DNFs last year in the race. So what do we expect out of this year's Australian Grand Prix? Well, we expect a safety car. There tends to be that type of thing going on there. Like practice sessions last year, Verstappen won practice 2, Lewis Hamilton was second, Sergio third. Practice 2, Alonso for Aston Martin actually took care of practice 2. Leclerc was second and Verstappen third. Practice 3, Verstappen back leading practice 3 by a tenth and a half over Alonso. Esteban Ocon, George Russell, Gasly, Sergio Perez in this one. Qualifying last year, Verstappen by a little over 2/10 was first. Russell qualified second, as well as Lewis Hamilton. Mercedes had a good qualifying. Alonso fourth, Sainz fifth, Stroll sixth, Sean Leclerc seventh, Albon eighth, Gasly ninth. This is one of the ones here where Sergio Perez didn't finish in in qualifying, so he had to start at the back of the pack. And race-wise, Sergio made a good run. I mean, he got out of the, he got a DNF for the race itself. Let's take a look at the race result. I do apologize, kind of screwed that up there. I mean, Sergio last year started at the back of the pack and still made it up to fifth. So, obviously, the Red Bull looks dominant on this track last year. Red Bull has started off like gangbusters so far for the first couple races of the season. I don't know if you can expect anything different, to be really honest. We do have 2 Australians in this race to make it a little bit interesting. With Piastri in his second full season, and also Daniel Ricciardo. So both of those gentlemen racing in their home country on this one. So where do we find some value in some bets? That's basically what we're looking for. We are, a betting show, right? So, and we are betting. I don't want to say we'll bet on anything, but we love watching Formula One. So, like when you have a race winner right now at minus 550. Who's probably going to win the race, or for a top 6, he's at minus 1,000. The winner part might be a little tough. Now, qualification-wise, you can bet Verstappen now before the practice sessions go off, and he's only minus 150 to be the fastest qualifier. So, in that particular situation, we did take Max to win qualifying. It's minus 150 is one of the lowest points you're going to get him for almost anything. Qualifying can be won by almost anybody, but Max is going to make session 3, and then it just boils down there from there. And at minus 150 seems like a pretty good bet there. The other way to bet kind of Max is going to be in the practice sessions. So he's only minus 105 to win free practice 1. He did win free practice 1 last year at this racetrack. Free practice 1 seems to be the race that probably Red Bull might be the most interested in on this one. It's closer to race time and qualifying time. This is where they might try to lay down a lap. The rest of the practice sessions 2 and 3, a lot of times they end up maybe doing longer runs, so maybe don't win practice 2, practice 3, but practice 1 seems to be where they kind of lay that down and, try to kind of see what they've got in the car. So he was minus 105 there. We did make that play as well. So Verstappen to win FP1 at minus 105. One of the bets we did like as well, Red Bull Racing to win free. So you've got the choice between, you got 2 drivers in this one. You're going to have Sergio and Max. Sergio, like I said, had a really good, except for the fact he started from the back of the pack, still ended up in the top 5. Red Bull, though, to have the free practice 1 winner car is only minus 140 in this particular one. So we did bet that one as well. Red Bull to win free practice 1 as well. So a couple other bets that we liked, and we'll stay in free practice 1. Top 3. So Verstappen was a little, extremely juicy at minus 275. One that we did like, and that's Sergio at plus 150. So Sergio to be in the top 3 at FP1 at plus 150. We like that one there. Another one, and we think McLaren's probably going to push really hard for Oscar Piastri to have a fantastic week there. So Piastri to be in the top 3 at free practice 1 was plus 1,100 on DraftKings. A lot of good value there on that one. So we did bet Piastri to finish top 3 at FP1. We also bet Sergio to win FP1 as well, was plus 1,000. Well, a lot smaller bet, obviously, on that one with those plus 1,000. So 10-1 odds there for him to win FP1 on that. But that's where we've got Sergio as well. So if you're looking at just free practice 1, we've got Red Bull at minus 140 to win FP1. We've got Sergio top 3 FP1 at plus 150. Oscar Piastri top 3 at FP1 plus 1,100. Sergio to win FP1 at plus 1,000. Max to win FP1 at minus 105. So for the race itself, I think it's you can kind of look at last year almost here. I don't think Mercedes has enough at the moment. I think McLaren's probably the faster car on that one. So we do actually like, even though last year I think Lando was 6th and Oscar was 8th in this particular race, we just think that maybe a little bit better suited if they can take care of those tires, as they seem to burn them up a little bit more than everybody else does. I mean, Lando was 6th last year and only a little under 4 seconds behind. So we look at McLaren probably having a pretty good shot, not necessarily to compete with Red Bull to win, but possibly make a podium. The one other bet that we love a lot is yes on a safety car. It is juicy, but there is safety cars almost every season at this track. So that there, we bet Piastri podium to make the podium, so top 3 in the race, plus 650. If he has a really good qualifying, this number will go to 325, 350, 400. So betting it now. Now, if he has a bad qualifying, we might throw another flyer if he's like plus 1,000 or something to that effect on that. Also, Piastri top 6 was minus 130 on FanDuel. Like I said, I think McLaren's going to do everything they possibly can in order to get Piastri up the leaderboard on this one. And under 16.5 classified drivers, which means we need a minimum of 4 drivers to go DNF in this race. Now, the first 2 races of this season have had 18 qualifiers or more. But we have a feeling on this track, just with the history of this track, a lot of DNFs are definitely along the way here. So we do like under 16.5 classified drivers. That was plus 350 on DraftKings. I thought that was really good odds, especially since only 12 drivers finished this race last year. So let's go through everything that we've got so far. We are going to be adding things to this list, obviously, as free practice 2 and 3 come up as well, if we can catch some better odds on some things. So make sure you do check out the Google Sheets at the end of the show. There will be a link there. It's docs.google.spreadsheet. A bunch of other stuff behind it. You click into that link. If you're looking for the Formula One bets, you'll look to the 2024 Golf Formula One, UFC, and more, and just scroll down there. We had a fantastic last race at Saudi Arabia, 88 units up, and we went 7-1 in that particular race. The only thing we missed on was the McLaren double top 6 finish, as Norris just finished outside of there. So we've had a really good Formula One run so far on there. So feel free to check those out. The week before at Bahrain, we were 48 units up on that one. And, you know, like Verstappen to win that one, it was minus 350. We're comfortable there, like 350, 400 on betting Verstappen to win. But once it gets to 550, I mean, you take one loss on a minus 550 line, you're going to get pretty beat up. So we'll give you the free practice bets first for FP1. Red Bull to win, FP1, minus 140 at DraftKings. We're also going to go to Sergio Perez, top 3 at FP1, plus 150 on DraftKings. Piastri, top 3, FP1, plus 1,100 on DraftKings. Sergio Perez to win FP1, plus 1,000 on DraftKings. Max to win FP1 was minus 105 on DraftKings. For qualifying, the only bet we have so far is Max to win qualifying at minus 150. I don't think you're going to get that any cheaper unless he just has 3 terrible practice sessions on that one. We also bet yes for a safety car at minus 225 on DraftKings. Under 16.5 classified drivers, so we need 4 DNFs to cash this ticket at plus 350. Piastri podium was plus 650 on FanDuel. Piastri top 6 was minus 130 on FanDuel. That's what we've got so far in this particular race. Like I said, minus 550 is probably a little rich for us on Verstappen to win this. So we're looking for a lot of value in other spots, and that's what we've got so far. But those Google Sheets, I will tell you, just make sure you do check back to those. Like we'll have updated bets once free practice 1 goes off, if we're playing anything for FP2, FP3, or some more qualifying bets as well. So make sure you check out those Google Sheets. And as always, if you can subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, so when we drop an episode of bets, you get those first. It makes life really simple to find us once you hit that subscribe button and then turn notifications on for YouTube. You'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets, give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets, and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.